Hi everyone, welcome back to another SRS Science YouTube video. Today we're going over the structure of the Earth. Our two objectives today are, we need to know the different layers of the Earth, and then we need to understand the composition of different elements found in the Earth's crust. So let's get started. The Earth has four layers. The first being the crust, second being the mantle, followed by the outer core, and then the inner core. Here's a diagram on the right so you can visualize this. The crust. So the crust is the outermost layer of the Earth, and it's the section that we're currently standing on. It's broken down into sections called tectonic plates, and you may have heard about this when studying geography and learning about earthquakes. The thickness of the crust varies, with it being less thick closer to the ocean beds, but compared to the other layers, is still the thinnest. Secondly, we have the mantle. The mantle is the thickest layer, nearly 3,000 kilometers thick. It's composed of molten rock, which is a solid, but can also flow like a liquid. This molten rock is known as magma. Convection currents are formed here, meaning that heat rises throughout the layer. Now this heat is coming from the outer core. This is why the mantle is significantly hotter than the crust. The outer core. The outer core is full of magnetic metals called nickel and iron. Now this is responsible for the creation of the Earth's magnetic field. This layer is a liquid. And finally, the inner core. Unlike the outer core, the inner core is solid. However, it is similar to the outer core as that it also is made out of iron and nickel. Temperatures are estimated to be roughly 5,500 degrees Celsius, with some even predicting that this is as hot as the surface of the sun. Composition of the Earth's crust. There's a key term that we're going to use here, and this is abundant or abundancy. This simply means the most common. Looking at our pie chart, we can clearly see that oxygen is by far the most abundant element found in the Earth's crust. If we was to put this in order from most to least abundant, it would be as followed. Oxygen, silicon, aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, magnesium, followed by a share of potassium, titanium, and hydrogen. Let's take a look at the example exam questions provided. The first question. The diagram represents a section through the Earth showing the layers which are labelled A, B, C, and D. Give the names of layer A and layer B. We also need to give one difference between layer C and layer D. Feel free to pause the video and give these a go. Great, let's go through the answers. Layer A was the crust. You could have also had a mark for tectonic plates. Whereas layer B is the mantle. You can also have a mark for magma. The difference between layers C and D are any of the followed. Layer C is liquid or molten, but layer D is a solid. Layer D is more dense than layer C. And also layer D is hotter than layer C. Let's take a look at the second question. The diagram gives information about some of the layers that make up the Earth. What name is given to the outer layer of the Earth labelled X? And what is the difference between the inner core and the outer core? Once again, feel free to pause the video and give these a go. Great. So, X should be appropriately labelled the crust. And now very similarly to the question that we saw on the left, the difference is that the inner core is solid, whereas the outer core is liquid. We can also accept the similar answers of the inner core is denser or hotter than the outer core. You can also get one mark for saying that one is a solid and one is a liquid, but not specifying which is which. Thank you for watching, and feel free to check out the other SRS Science YouTube videos.